Ciao nice people, welcome to the stream. We are back on making our game for the Game Jam. Let me bring it out a little, here it is, Loop. Loop again, which is a very cool game mechanic. As a lot of people, I like a lot the time loops. That's why, I'm not doing a time loop though for the Game Jam. One reason is, I personally mainly think about how to implement the game theme into the gameplay. The gameplay of a time loop though is kinda weird, as I said, since it requires extra effort on No, that's not the point. Still, I'm not doing a time loop because I think it requires a lot of graphical asset. Now I'm trying to stick with a game that doesn't require a lot of it. And hello Returnophilian, welcome to the stream, how it's going with your game? Here we are still at the start, we only did one thing, but it's the right step in the right direction. Here, last time we did that text appears and you can select one for each column. At the end, you create a sentence. There is still some work to do, would be nice to have the text as a picture instead of a text picture. Like we can customize the text color and font a little more. We can customize the color and the font, but we may need something more. Unless we go for a pixel art art style, which could be the answer. I found this asset online. I actually found a lot of assets. I have a big collection of assets. Let me open it. I'm saving a lot of assets free to use I find online, together with the reference link, so I can know the methods of how much usable they are. Though personally I think this asset could be pretty good because first doesn't require a lot of effort to... I don't know, I feel like this could be a good one, since we have a lot of different settings, so we can have different scenarios, just because they are very simply made. I almost have a game loop, I gotcha. That's a big asset. Depends on the point of view, because each one is only 12 pixels wide. Yeah, but mainly those are character animations, which is still cool. We have letters! We have a font! I wonder if we can use those to actually make the text that will appear later, huh? Smiley face. Yeah, there's a lot of unnecessary stuff like poker cards. But I suppose the more the better, right? We have roads, we have even a modern setting. So yeah, my idea would be to have like different settings. And maybe even reference my games. Because personally, I don't think we can find a good plot in like 3 days, 72 hours. So opposite to that, we just reference all my games. I think that's a good shortcut. Also, we have the tentacles for Dojat now. We may also not need to reference others, we just need random scenarios. Though since we have all the assets we need, we can actually make a story. Because there should be someone that makes those contracts, right? Or makes the words very literal. Or maybe not, but I don't know, maybe it would be cool to just have a random antagonist there, but it's not like we have a lot of graphics or definition to work with, but maybe it's for the better. We don't need to define a character design for this, because there's not really a lot of character design on those. Well, they still have their character. I mean, like details like hair color. We don't need to think about this. We just have those here. We can even change their color if we need. Okay, but we will work on that later. First, we need to work on the programming, because we need some extra steps. First, this is what we did last time. This one. We programmed a way to show pictures and highlight them. And even deselect them. Though for now, when we select all of them, we get only an alert, nothing more. That's why we need a button. A button that when we select all of those, we can press it. Before that though, maybe we want to create, to shape our sentence. How was the backtick? 96. Okay, here. So we can... first we want to have the entire sentence highlighted. We may even want... we may even want... wait, why there are... I'm confused. Ah, okay, I'm not... No, wait. I'm a bit confused. This one, why there are two closing parentheses? Huh, this one is for there, this one is for theirs. This is not closed. Huh, wait. Is it right? Should be like this? No, that's... Wait, I forgot my game logic for a moment. So, if the picture is appearing... Wait, so let me comment this because I forgot what it's doing. So if I remember correctly, this is if selecting picture, shrink back the others. And this is a loop that shrinks them back. Easy. And this is all in the else. Yeah, because, okay, this is if deselecting the picture. The main calculations are when you select the picture. So this is right. We may also want to, instead of an alert, call another function. Function all words selected. And we just make the alert here. We need to know though which words are selected. And also the IDs. Or both of it. How do we know? Good question, because I don't know as well. So we have first the list of words ordered by column. Then the list of words ordered by ID. Then we save which column we selected, and then we count them. There is no actual way where we save which name we highlighted, paradoxically. We just save which column we save in. But this is only in a value of true and false, so instead of true and false, we can just have an ID. Like this one, if we select the first two values, it's true, true, false. And when we select the third one, it's true as well. But instead of having true, 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 we can have like the IDs of the picture we select. And when they are not selected, it's 0. So this time when we create a column, the value defaults to 0. And when we highlight something, the value of that column becomes the ID we select. Let's see. So we select the picture here. Everything shrinks back. We increase the size of the picture. What else? Here it does that if the column ID is not defined, it will activate it. This is not complete though, from how we want to do it. We can do this. If the number is any number, it will still update. But if it's 0, okay, first. The number will still update. We can do it after. But before, if the number is not defined, so it's 0, we add 1 to the value. And we set the number as the current ID of the text we are using. In this case, where is it? Word BKD, this one. Then we do the regular check if we selected everything. And if it's right, the button highlights. So we need an extra step. We should first button for complete text, true. We activate it. We may also want an else, where we deactivate it every time we deselect something. And not here though. Should be when we deselect something. So probably here. Also the value defaults to 0. Okay. If the value is not 0, it means we deselected a word, so the count of selected words decrease. We set it to 0 and we say that the button is deactivated by default. Okay, that's it. Now we just need to have a button. We don't have any. So for this we can just have two pictures, one of the activated button and one of the deactivated button. Which should be hopefully straightforward, because we can just draw a picture here. We don't have a lot of pictures, we are using Priscilla for now. Priscilla is our button. Would be cool to have actually a character when that we can click to activate it, but I don't know if we can find one fitting with the style. For now we have an actor on ID 10. We can make that with some opacity. So that means it's not active. We will activate it later. Let's see. You can see Priscilla is not highlighted. And she will never be. Because we need first to program it. Let's see. We can just function button for complete text activate. If we want to activate the button, we move Priscilla in full opacity. Okay. I love this plugin I made. It's so too simple. Here, I set the opacity of a picture to 255. Wow. Instead of remembering how I call game pictures. Well, you can actually do it, but I don't know, it's easy to remember this one. Otherwise, you deactivate it, so 120, if I remember correctly. 110, sure. Okay, should be this simple. One last thing, we should place a trigger on it. We had it before, set button picture, this one. When we set a trigger on the picture 10, which calls the common event 10. This one. Click Priscilla. Also, we forgot to implement all the other ways. This is kinda gimmicky, but it's the easiest way to have multiple clickable buttons. We did it last time. Okay. So now, when we click Priscilla, we will have something. Text. Shall we try it? So, with Priscilla, which is not clickable, we click talk, in, door, and Priscilla appears. I click her and nothing happens. Did I forget a step? I did not save, huh? Okay. Still, this will work. So we can work on something more. For example, we can have the text we highlighted instead of just the text. So we probably will have a game variable. We can even use the variable 1 on variable 4. I like the number. The variable 4 will be full text. Okay, we gave it the name. So here, when the button activates, we elaborate the full name, which we will save on. It should be elaborated on the common event. Oh, you know what? We can just from here ask from the code get the full sentence. Or even better, we can store it to the game variable 4, as we said before. Game variable 4. Not this one. Game variable 4, and we store in it the result of this call. We will make now the call. Function get the full sentence. What will it return? We will get the activated values from each column. How do we do it? The only thing we can reference is the selected columns array. Each one will have the numbers of all the words. So we just look for the word with ID 11, 12, and 33, and so on. Should be pretty straightforward. This one is not called, right? Okay. We can delete it. So we make a for loop and check every value. Every value of selected columns. And for each value, for each column, we get the relative ID. So, the full sentence will be something we define here. Full sentence plus equal, and we get an ID based on the current column. Let me keep the game open so we can reference it better. Also, I want the thing to skip the title screen. So, for the first loop, we check which one of those is highlighted. So we can say text ID, and it's the value of the current column. And then the sentence we read from this other value, which is list of words by ID, which stores the words like this, word and the number in the column. We just need the first value. So, words by ID, list of words by ID, we get the ID number text ID, and we get the actual value. We may want to add an empty space afterwards. We also want one before. We don't need one before. And one afterwards may be annoying, so... I want an extra space only... added before only if it's not the first loop. We can do this. If v is not 0, full sentence as an extra empty space. Okay. And at the end we return full sentence. Simple. Now it's already implemented here. It asks for the full sentence and prints it. So let's see. Talk through door. Priscilla highlights a clicker and we have the full sentence. Talk through door. Here, it works. Magic. Magic. Okay, am I actually hyped? You know what? To make it a little more bearable, we should have at least not the full presentation here. I'm not saying we should place the art style, but at least make it like automatic, so we don't need to talk to him every time. Oh my god, yes! The magic of the words! Okay, that's a little better to test, right? Go through door frame. Here it is, go through door frame. This one should disappear because there is still text behind, but we are still starting. If we select another one, go through someone, or pull in someone. Okay. We have sentences. The magic of human pattern recognition, huh? Okay, we have everything. The game is not completed, not really, but what's the next step? We did the most important part. Now we need to elaborate. We need to make the game do something when we do it. So first we should get save it on another variable. Because this one gets the text. You know what? I should return two values, the full sentence and the IDs, so we can read whatever we need. ID list. How do I make an ID list? I should make let ID list equal empty. Oh, empty. And I just add it to what was it? Push. I don't remember in which order it goes. I suppose at the end, right? I can just insert in the X value. Okay. Now we return two values. That means we need to change this because we need to take only the first value, which is the text, while we can have another variable, which is full answer IDs, where we select the second value, the ones. So after this one we can go and have the value number 5. Oh wait, does it even work? Because I don't think you can show array through text. We can do it with this. Show value 5. Ah wait, it works. We selected values 22, 23, 26, 33. This is very useful because we need to know what the player selected, right? And we need to set what the reaction there will be. Okay. Would be cool also to make it a little more open-ended, so if you select move, you can actually move anything where you want. Could be a little exaggerated, but that's what we will do now. So the first loophole will be about defeating the evil lord. Something pretty classical, right? So this one will not start automatically for now. We should start already working with the tile set, right? Or I should make it on my own. And this shouldn't be too chaotic though. I like those purple things. We might start with those. We can put them here. Unfortunately, those are not really aligned correctly, but it's not really a big issue, right? As long as it works. I can even overwrite. The good part also is we don't need transparency here. There is no transparency. I can just save over it. Right. From which folder is this? Nothing important, right? So if we set this one as in dungeon inside, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, it's this one. We can have whatever we want on the ground. We may want to add a black... we already have the black one. Sweet. We may want more than one black. I don't know. Or the black one should be walkable, at least here. Okay. Okay, the black is walkable now. We may want some walls. We can make something quick, technically. What evil walls do we need? We can even change the color, if we need to. Yeah, because I don't see a lot of evil walls around. We have chains, which are definitely something. Oh, wait! The Evil Lord! We go with the dragon, actually. Or, do we have an actual Evil Lord? The closest is this, an Evil Wizard. Which should be an event. But for now, we are using RPG Maker events. I mean, like, characters. So Mood Steel RPG. Yeah, because it's the one I know best. I should try other modes, but in the future I want to try a little the slightly postmodern. But now I think it's the easiest one. I can also mix some modern if I need. Okay. We have those gray walls. I think those can work. Those dark gray specifically. How do you use these? Does this even count as a... Can we make an auto tile out of this? I think we can. This is though the wrong resolution. I think should be easy actually. Let's try. So we want an auto tile out of this. Just for this because it will make it super easy. Let's see. We want it here. Why not? One tile. The important part is the middle one should repeat. Let's see. The best part to place it, I think this is fine, right? As long as the... Wait, no. We need to see the middle tile. Because the auto tile loops in the 48 pixel in the middle. So we should subdivide it in two. So it overlaps exactly here. should be good, okay. While for the other, it needs to be below. So, needs to be below here. And sounds about right. We need to do the same with the other section now. Let me fuse them together. Okay. Now, this one needs to go here. Easy. And this one needs to go below. So, layer below. Go here. And we have it. The auto tile. It's kinda awkward here, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely awkward on some spots. Yeah, no, that's weird actually. Weird though, because, maybe it's fine, never mind. Extra thing, we need the corners, but I don't know how to do the corners, so we are gonna leave them here. We may just want this one here for reference. This one doesn't do anything. It's just for reference. And we do this for the corners, hoping it doesn't create too many problems. Single image, we save. And now, let's see if it works. Oh, seems working actually. Here, look at this. We have the ground. The corners are not awful, weirdly enough. The corners could even work. We have the ground. Awesome. Okay, Ilian, have a nice dinner. And a good adventure. Okay, we have something to call ground. And we can place those with a black background, but I think it makes for an extra effect. Okay, so this should be the test area, but there's nothing really to test. We just have those words. We could just make a new area out of this, sure. Lord fight. We have here the evil lord. For now we use the default big monster. We don't have Zorg, that's sad. We can go with the with this, sure. This one though should be relegated not to the evil lord, of course, but to a common event. You need to press a button to do the stuff. So we relegate it to a common event. Is open text select, or however it's called. That means though we need a way to remove it. So together with Priscilla we also need an undo button. We can have raid as an undo button. Here, right in the upper left corner is the undo. That's perfect. We have full opacity. And we need to link a function right away. So, button picture number 11, we trigger the common event 11, easy. Here, what do we do here? We remove every text, every picture, which should be pretty straightforward. I don't remember how do we remove every text. Luckily we have the holy bible of script calls. Here, erase picture for, yeah. This one. I cannot select only a specific part though, right? Okay, here. We delete every picture from number 1 to number 100. Okay, and that's it. We may also want for the future a switch that reminds if we are inside or not. Okay, and we deactivate it. And when we open, we actually activate it. Also, when we click on pre-shield and complete the sentence, we will actually deactivate it, because after this we elaborate what happens next. So we can just call the common event leave text menu. And by deleting all the pictures, it will automatically remove all the triggers on the pictures itself. Last thing we need to give the player a way to open this menu text. We can go with a parallel process, which can only be active through a switch. We can make can open the text choice. When the switch is active, this one we run on every frame. So we can give it a condition for pressing a button. So the player can press, for example... Okay, oh wait, the interaction button would be the most reasonable one, right? Only if the player presses it in that frame. Okay, when the player does it, everything gets called. And I suppose this switch gets deactivated. Otherwise the player can press OK indefinitely. We can even do this. No, wait. Parallel. At the end, we deactivate it. And when we close it, it reactivates. Okay. I hope it's pretty straightforward. We don't need to activate the switch 9 every time we start. We can just do it with a parallel process. Just don't forget to erase it right after. Oh, you know one thing? I forgot to spam my streaming, huh? Let's see. I press D and nothing happens. Unfortunate. Why? This one got activated. Wait, no, it's being... No, it's right, huh? Why it doesn't happen? We can turn another button like page up. We can go with this being pressed. Just to see if we have some other issue. No, doesn't work. Why? Is the switch active? Do we actually activate it? I think we do. Those don't even start, so I don't see the issue. So honestly, I don't know. We should see if the switch is active for now. Let's see. It's not active for some reason. Now it works, but maybe something is wrong here. Parallel process. Switch. Maybe this one doesn't even start. Parallel. Huh, I'm confused. It's like this is not starting. Why? It's a parallel process. I'm confused. Oh, I get why. Oh, we are in a different map. We're in a different map. This is another map. Oops. We need to go on this map. Okay. Memo. If you do a copy of another map, be careful of changing right away one of the two. Otherwise you will be confused. Now we are ready. Little tumble. It's fine. So let's see it for real. We have... we cannot even... Doesn't work even now. Can open the text choice. Now though... okay, yeah, here. Go through and we undo. Raid, do your job. Raid doesn't work. Nothing works. Since we are here, we can revert the trigger button to OK right away. Okay. Literally. And if we press raid, this one should run, but it doesn't. Do we link it correctly? Yeah, we'll link it to the wrong common event. 11. So now, we press Z, this opens, we press raid, it closes. We press Z again, we select 2, we press raid again, it closes. We press Z, Priscilla is deactivated, that's good. We select those, we press Priscilla, and we have the full sentence, go towards chair. So we can even disable movement on the map, because we have the go function, which will make it more retro. With his art style, I think it's a fitting choice, maybe. We need to program all the functions, though. Mostly go and move, or yeah, because move you can use move in other scenarios, like attack. Attack is just move with an extra animation at the end, which doesn't even do a lot, I suppose. So first, let's program move. How do we program move? Good question. I don't know. Personally though, I have an idea. We should do it in a common event because it should be more easier. Let's see. When you click Priscilla, this runs. The text appears. It logs, it closes the menu, and now we can do the stuff. So we can do this. I wonder if there's a better way, but we can do like all are stored here, and the action usually is the first one, the 0, go. So based on the action, we do different things. If the action is, I kinda want to keep them the same, but they will differ based on the scenario, right? So how do we manage that? We can actually read the text instead of yeah, we can read the text instead of the IDs. Because if we want to mix them up a little, it's a good choice usually. So, in the full sentence then we have a third parameter, which is word list. And in the same way, to the word list, we add the current word, list of words by the same way we programmed right before. So this will return 3 parameters now. And we can save the words on the third variable. Array answer. And we get that parameter we made. So now, if we make a third line, it should show all the words we selected again, but this time separated organized. Walk through door, all of 3. That means if the first word is walk, if it's lowercase, I hope it's lowercase. I know, it's not move, it's go. We should have uppercase actually. If it's go, then this will require that we move in a certain position. We don't care about the other parameters like go through, go towards, go before, because usually it won't change that much. Unless it's go the door, we might throw like a question mark if the player doesn't, if it doesn't make sense. Also, we should delegate this to other functions. I hope we have enough space because I don't think we have. That's why we should make them in the hundreds here. Go. And it's simple. We move the player in a certain direction. I hope I saved this thing I use all the time in my file that I called stuff I forget. Okay, yeah, I did. Move straight. This move straight, no, player move straight. That's literally what I need. So I can move the player. This. Move straight. Move. How do I move the game player here? Game player find direction too. And here we put the coordinates. Chord X. Chord Y. What are the coordinates though? Where do we even move? Well, it all depends on the third parameter, right? Hello Ilya, welcome back. We have the basics working now. We are now programming all the functions, which we have some by default like go for the movement. I think I will stick to 3 sentences though, like go before to the chair object, which is verb, adjective or something else, and subject of the action. I think I will limit it to 3. But I work on my project too. How are you doing? Are you doing well? Apart of the game loop asset, did you already thought or? Then there's all the stuff of the context. Yeah, there's a lot of things of stuff to think for a project for only 4 days, huh? Okay, in the go section, we need to define where do we move. So, how does it work? If we say we can have here orb. No, wait. If we have like a go to orb, the player should move towards those coordinates. It's better if there is an event on that. Here, orb. And just for that we may want to add the word orb here. Of course the words depend on the level. Now, okay, so we can, let me copy this. So if the first word is go, it calls the common event number 100, which literally is called go. Then here he makes a check on the third word, which is the subject. If it is orb, we need first to check which setting is this, because if we have the Western setting or whatever we will find, there is an orb, so the word won't even... wait, Though the word orb will not appear in other settings, so there's not even point in checking for now. Only if we will have multiple words. You need to check every possible combination. No, I could just make that if the combination is not recognized, there's a question mark. And I can have a easy check for common ones, like if the first one is go and the last one is an object, it will go towards the object, regardless of what the word in between is. Except if it's someone that doesn't make sense, like the. So, no, I'm not doing every combination, I'm just having the most important one work, and which will make it seem like every combination works. So, here, if it says orb, the reference is the event number 2. How do I get the event 2 coordinates? Let's see. Game up events. Here, game up events, and we give the ID. Let's see. We define target X and target Y, and which will be map events, the event of the orb, the 2. Though we need to be sure that the values are defined. I would say they default to the game player position. So if there is no target, it doesn't move. Okay. So at least there's no error if it doesn't find anything. Target Y and target X. And this one though is only one step, so we need to make a multiple step and repeat until it cannot move. Let's see now. So, move to orb. Priscilla. And doesn't do anything. Kinda expected, but we need to see why this one doesn't start. We go with our classical debug thing. Also, I need to make the one to skip the title screen. Move. Ah, wait, it's go to orb. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I pressed move. Ah, wait. I should make that if the player selects... Okay. Because go is the way to move, but if the player selects move and then 2, it's another way to move it. So or I just remove the go entirely, or I could make that if the first word is move and the second one is 2, then it will move in any case. The 2 is lowercase, good. Also, this one shouldn't be uppercase, unless it's a name, and needs to be reflected here. Okay, now both works. I fell in the same mistake. She found a loophole in your code. Well, good way to start. Now we can move to the orb, and we need to manually add here the coordinates of... Oh, you know what? Even better. We can make it even simpler. We place this one here, and we just have target ID equal to 0. Wait. In this way, we just set the target ID. and we say where, in which event to move. Just to be sure, target ID, just to be sure we need to make a fallback if target ID is equal to 0. Because if nothing matches the description, we should make the default is the game player position, so it doesn't move. Okay. We can even add another one. Should be value 3 for the evil lord. We can remove the door frame. Evil lord. Oh wait. It's already here, never mind. It's event number 1. We can move to the evil lord now, I suppose. Go to evil lord. And we go to the evil lord. Easy. Okay, I actually want to disable movement. Luckily though, the player looks like it's in a, yeah, by mistake, but I think it's actually fine. It's in a permanent loop. It's fine because the player will only be able to move through inputs, through the words. And since we are here, we can remove the menu. Okay. I don't think we need to remove random encounters, right? OP, moving to the evil lord, OP, right? We can start to implement others, like talk. Huh. Wait, we have a problem. This one waits for the player, but we don't need to repeat movements, otherwise it's an infinite loop. It will just move there. We do now talk, which first of all, do we even need to move towards the event? Why not? We move towards the event, and after that we talk. So we can say if it's the evil lord, we don't need a port. I try. Mwahahahaha. We just need to implement it here. If it's talk, we call the common event talk. Simple. Let's see now. Talk to evil lord. It works! It works! It does it all itself! I was making a similar game for the RPG Maker Jam, but it was too hard to code in a little time, so I gave up. Wait! A similar game? Huh? What kind? I'm curious now. It's in the game idea folder. I hope it will come one day. Well, some ideas unfortunately are bound to never come out because there are too many, but that's a good part, right? We have too many ideas, so we can choose which to make. Or even better, we can choose from which to get inspired. So save your ideas because they will be useful sooner or later. Like for this game jam, I took out ideas I had like 10 years ago. I still didn't use them, but they were kinda part of the brainstorming process. One day maybe the ideas will be used, I don't know. Move to orb. The text isn't disappeared though, huh? Weird. Move to evil lord. Now it did disappear. What's the problem? Move towards chair. There is no chair though. Still disappears. Move to orb. Go to orb. Sometimes the text doesn't disappear. Or once it didn't, but still weird. Let's see. Click Priscilla. Open text. Wait, when does it disappear? Here, before the action. After the text. We don't need the debug test though. Leave text menu, should delete every picture, yeah. I don't see the issue here. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Okay, what happens if we talk to someone? I suppose we can make a fallback, which makes a lot of sense. Here at the start we have a variable. Huh. We can have a switch that says new page. Moved. Talked. Okay. By default it's off. When we talk to someone like the Evil Lord, it will be on. So at the end, if we didn't talk to anyone, we have a fallback. If talked is off, it means but nobody talked to you. Just to make a random Undertale reference, so sure. So for example, if we talk to the orb, we won't get an answer. Talk to orb. Okay, but if we do Evil Lord, it doesn't happen. Okay, just to make it feel more complete. You had a rulebook of the game which was empty and the protagonist had the power to steal words from NPC dialogues. Huh? You have to put words in the rulebook to change the world around you and win puzzles. That's like super cool, though that sounds a hassle to make in 4 days. Though it's an interesting idea. On paper looks cool though, but on gameplay wise you need to find a lot of ideas, so that's very demanding on that aspect. So keep in mind that would require a lot of level design. It was for the team beyond expectation. Well, definitely was beyond expectations. It reminded me a little of the game where you can open the game console or the debug menu, but I don't know why. Doesn't really match completely. Though I like the idea. I should have a pause before, or even a balloon icon on the player. Doesn't really fit, but for now we'll keep it like this. Hopefully we can find a replacement. Okay, we have this. We should still have a small pause before talking, just to make it a little more reasonable. Also, we can make the player move a little more, just in case he's on the opposite side. Okay. And we have the basics. Now we want to implement something else. Let's see what do we have. Pull? Pull? Do we want to implement pull? That would be a little harder though. Also because there's no need for pulling now. We might want to program new things when we need it. So I would instead implement move. I won't know how, because for example, I want to move the orb on the other side. That's actually a puzzle. So, move orb. How do I move how do I say I move the orb on the right? We may want 4, maybe? We may want 4 lines, like what to move? No, the verb, the what the verb refers to, do what, where. Like throw orb to Evil Lord. So maybe we need 4 columns. So we have words 2 again. Wait, we should just put the the words 3 again, like words 1, words 3, words 2, words 3. So we have a repeat of the terms here. We have, okay, we need more space here. Give me a second. We need more spacing. So I would say this, wait. Starting spot is this, and the distance we should want more. Let's see if it works. I think we can do it this. So I think it's fine having a repeat of the subject here. Move chair to chair. That would make things very complex though. Move chair to Evil Lord, for example. That would require a lot of programming though. I have an idea though. I think it's relatively simple. Though we may even don't need this section. It's a little awkward if the player doesn't select this one and just uses those. I wonder. An idea would be the player just doesn't select those, but having an empty selection here would be weird. So maybe if we just have a transitive verb, like move or pull. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. If we do like move or pull, another column appears. Otherwise it doesn't. Though we need to move the words, not spawn them again, which would be weird. And I have no clue on how to do it. Let me think. I have a faint idea, but we need a lot of programming. But I think we need this one. Yeah, specifically I need the move. Move orb to Evil Lord, for example. We need this one. We need this section, but at the same time we don't need it all the time. We just want move to Evil Lord, and we should be done. Okay, so here we start with only the default here. We start with only this, and if we need, we expand. Also, we got a bug. Huh. Why? Select word. 280. Wait. Which line? 41. Ah, because we removed the picture, right? Did we click? When did select word trigger? When we click on them, but we didn't. Huh. We should just make a check. Luckily we have a switch that says if we are inside, if we selected inside text select. So we just say if game switch is value 10 is off, then we return. We don't execute the rest. Okay. We need to spawn the second object column, which Sounds like a hassle, but we need to do it. So, what do we want to do exactly? We want the text here. When we select like a transitive verb, like move on pull, the word should move aside and that another column will appear right here. This sounds not straightforward, but I think it's very doable. We just need to reason a little. Just reason a little. First of all, we can just move them using this one. Luckily this one... I wonder what happens if... Well, this one by default will just move them. There's a problem in the logic here though. Because the second column will appear here. But we need to consider it like the fourth column. Because the IDs will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we set another column in the middle, the count will be all ruined. So yeah, we need to consider it the fourth column, even if it's in the second place. Or we can just... I think it's better maybe. We can just leave some empty spaces for later. We leave empty spaces and we fill them later. I think it's reasonable. So, we have the arrays and we also have another parameter which is draw a second. Should it be the... I think... To avoid complications, maybe it should be the second column. By default it's false. Okay. Not super straightforward because here the parameter should switch back to... Oh no, I think it's fine. First we should just... Wait, let me shut down the music for a moment because this is like a boss fight. We need to concentrate. Oh, you know what? We should put actual boss fight music. And which game... Which other game you think when you talk about boss fights, huh? Not this one. The ads are the true boss. Okay. We have boss music now. I think it's just fitting. We should also have the text, right? How do we do it? Wait, we may also want to say that it's a boss fight. Otherwise, we might confuse people. Text. Boss fight. We might want to at least have a decent color. And an outline. Well, I'm doing graphic design on the go. Definitely very old style. Not one of my proudest texts, but... Is there an outline? Aha! Okay, that's my best attempt at a design here. Here. This is our boss fight. Music, go! Okay. So... I think it's even more clear now. What do we need to do here? Epic, I know! Because programming is... I think we should just... having a... I think it's fine. Okay. So, we want a fourth column that spawns on the second. But we want that the fourth column will be the same as the second one. So we want the... We should just make a new array at this point. Okay, we can define them here. And we just order the row arrays. Those will be the value number, the array number 0, the array number 3, the array number 1, and the array number 3 again. So we have the verb, the where, and the subject. Or no, the destination. And the wait, should be a 2. And maybe if we choose, we will add a subject of the action, but this will be not required. So, now we have the array ordered a little better. Though, again, the length is wrong, because now it counts 4. But it needs to be 3 at the start at least. So we should have another parameter, which is let list length, which by default is 3. But if draw second column is true, the list length will be 4 instead. And so we can reference this instead. And we can also reference it here. And even here. We replace everything. Nothing will be saved in the coding boss fight. Oh, I forgot the other chat, I'm sorry. It's fine. Okay, now it should show only 3 parameters, even if we have 4 now. Is the order right? It is only 3, good. It shows only 3, so for now it works. Now, does it show them correctly? I didn't check. Good, take... Oh, talk to Evil Lord, we have it. Still works. Now, extra thing. When the draw second column is true, we need to work things differently. First, this one will be called. We will work later on the animation. We need to draw an extra column here in the second slot. How do we do it? The problem is in the first draw we draw the first column, then the second, and then the third. The problem is they should keep the same ID. If we add a second column here, it will mess up all the ID orders. That means we need to draw it last. Or leave some empty spots. I suppose we can work on this. List length. Each loop, it moves every text slightly on the right. Each loop, like the first one here. The second loop, the text gets drawn slightly on the right. Right here. And the one after, again, on the right again. What we want to do is, the first loop you draw here, the second loop you draw twice on the right, and then at the fourth you return back. So we just need to put a condition here. If a equal to 0, we move the word on the right twice. else we move it normally. But not only that, we need to skip one column the first time. We need to skip this column and go into the next one the first time. But then we need to return back at the end, after we draw the third column. So, first, skip. Second, third, and return back twice, instead of going forward. So we need to do a else if we are in the last section, like a equal to 2. In this case, we return back. It will, we will draw on the spot we left open. And that should solve a lot of problems. Which will also draw this parameter. Okay. Let's try now to draw with the fourth column on by default. And let's see what happens. Nothing. Okay. We have an infinite loop, I feel like. The game has an issue. The game... Okay, this is really a boss fight since it had an... Why is my... Wait. Oh. Did I see a lot of usage of my CPU? What is this? OBS. No, wait. Okay, RPG Maker is still open. Yeah, that's what happens when it crashes. Okay. Solved it. The music is also calming down. So, we have an infinite loop for some reason. Why? List length is 4. Why would we have an infinite loop? I don't see where there could be an infinite loop, because list length is 3 or 4, and it will never reduce, right? Huh. The value A will never... Oh no! Here, the equalization should be a double equal. In this way, it's repeating infinitely. Okay, small issue. Now let's see if it works something. Okay, we have it. We have the extra words. The problem is the second and the third are the same. Should be take. It disappeared. Because we pressed raid maybe. We should be verb. Verb. The target. So this is right. Then the third one should be this one instead. So I don't know why it skipped this one. This one should be swapped with the other one. Why one is playing before? Maybe I messed up the order here. I did. Why did it didn't happen before though? No, wait. Wait. Because this is the... No, wait. I forgot what happens by default. Huh? Now it's reducing? What's this boss fight? Why it's less now? Huh? Because, okay. Because now this is applying. I forgot about this. Let's see. If it's the first row. Okay. This will only happen. This will only happen if we are having the fourth row. So we need to make that this only happens when we have the fourth column. Even here. Okay, now I get the issue. And now by default should be the wrong order. Bad. The right order should be verb, towards what, and the target of the action. Now should be right. We have talk to Evil Lord, and we have it. And if we say that we have a 4th row, it will spawn talk, move chair to Evil Lord. Yeah, we have it. We still need to implement the button to click the rest, but we just need to extend those. We just need to put some numbers here and should be right. 38 will be enough. Let's see now. Move someone through Evil Lord. And I think we have it. That's our answer. But it's not over. The boss fight is not over. We are almost done. We have it in the last phase. We are low on Estus though. We need to be wary. This one needs to happen after. By default we only have 3. The 4th one appears only after we select a transitive verb. That means we need to define whose are transitive verbs. How do we do it? Good question. We can do it here actually. First, when we select a word, we need to know it right away. Where do we know it? From here, from the list of word by ID. So we need to save it here. It's transitive. How do we know if a word is transitive? We call a function. And we put the word inside. Word. We create a function right away. It's simple. If word is move, we return true. And by default we return false. Move and pull, sure. So if the word is transitive, it stores it here in the list of words by ID. That means when we click on a word, and we need to be sure that we select it and not deselect it. Also because if we deselect a word that was transitive, we need to remove it. So, if we select a word, and the word is actually being selected, first of all, oh no, oh wait, there's an extra secret phase in the boss fight. Wait, that's the 4th phase, because now the count to know if we selected all the words is wrong, because it's not always 3, could be 4, but we don't know. We need to know. I swear, after this we need to take a rest. This coding boss fight is pretty hard. So first of all, let's do one step at a time. We can go about verifying the word later. First, we selected the picture. First, if the picture is in the first column, if column number is the 0 one, and its current ID, let's see, list of word by IDs, word pick ID, and we get the parameter of it if it's transitive. So that means if the word is transitive and we select it, that means we need to call the draw text from scratch. And this time where is it? Here. This time we need to give the arrays again, and this time we need to say that it will draw the fourth column. Another problem, we need to have the arrays again. I think the better solution would be to just save them here. I think it's... oh wait. Here. Okay, we save them globally. I don't care about having private things, private variables, as long as they work. I'm a little worried they could mute this section of the stream now. Huh? Doesn't matter, they will all be saved on YouTube. I wonder if I should save it for myself though. And next time I should implement something for that, maybe. It's fine. It's a boss fight, we don't need to hold back. So now that we defined that, we should row array save. We should re-input those parameters. This time though we say true, which means we need to... we need to also draw the fourth column, which will be at the second place. Let's see. Move, and we have it! Here! Now we need to do, if we deselect it, it should disappear. And also we should have a moving animation. First, we should copy the same one when we deselect a word. Or you know what? We should do an else. An else if. If the column number is 0 and it's not transitive. In this case, it will revert back. And the same thing when we deselect any picture. Because we need to check if the selected one is from the column 0 and it was a transitive. If it was a transitive one, we need to revert back again. So let's see now. If it works, we need to work on two last things. It's not over. Here? No, we need to delete the IDs. We need to delete them. Now they don't exist, or they half exist. So for each... okay. We need to do it here. Damn, this boss fight has too many secret tricks. Learning the pattern is very hard. Okay, we need... I would say we can extend this one. Else, if we only draw a first column, that means we need to delete the pictures from that. So for each value in the array, in the fourth column, we delete all the pictures. P0, P less than list of words, P++. For each value inside the list of words in the column number 3, which is the fourth one, we delete every picture. We already have the code to delete picture in a loop here. Game screen erase picture number ID. Here. Game screen erase picture, and what is the number? Should be the value of list of word 3, index number P, value number 1. And this should delete every picture. Let's see. Move. Remove. No. No, doesn't work. Why? Second column is false. List of words 3 is being saved in the third parameter, right? Yeah. We take the P entry, which starts from 0. And we take the parameter number 1, which is the picture ID counter. Let's see from inside. So if I say list of words, we have this, 4 arrays. If we say list of words, 3, we have those. If we say 0, for example, we have this one, and if we say 1, we have the ID. What's the issue? Maybe this one doesn't get played. Alert 3. Also, the boss music is going for too long, but this is truly a boss fight. Okay, we can shut up with the boss fight, maybe. We got stressed enough. We can just have the text above, maybe. Okay. Some chill. Okay. 3. And it's right, it's only 3. If I say 1, it's not, but if I remove, it should be 3. Then why is not deleting? 4. P equals 0. P less than... Oh, I forgot. Length. I need to check the size. Okay, then this should work. Let's see. Oh, come on. Length. Length. What's the issue? Undefined? Oh, come on. Yeah, because the first time is not defined. We can just do this. If list of words 3 is not undefined, that means there are pictures to be deleted. Okay, and we just put it here. This will work. And now we select one. We have an extra space. Select. Perfect. We have it. Will the word stay selected? I don't know. Also, Priscilla now is bugged. We need to also fix Priscilla. Before that, though, we may want an animation. We can just do like duration 30 frames and easing 2. And now we, by the magic of Paramade plugin, we should also have an anime. Huh. Yeah, maybe there's a bug in my plugin. Let me fix it a little. So, should be that if the picture doesn't exist, we should reset the duration, because it means, oh, you know what? We should even, yeah, maybe we should reset the duration. Duration equal to 0, because if the picture doesn't exist, we cannot move something from somewhere. So we just set it to 0. I think it's the solution. Okay. We are bug fixing now another plugin, which I made. So, okay, look at this. It's moving. Not all of that, but we're on the right direction. Look at this move. Look at this move. I wonder why it doesn't... Ah, okay. This is not moving because it's already technically moving. It's already moving because we are we are changing its zoom. How do we work with that? So we can just make that I think it's simple, or the wrong one. If we deselect and the others shrink back, they will only shrink back if we are not triggering this. Because if we are triggering this, they will regardless return to the original position. Also, the scale, this will not change the scale, so it's even fine air. But I need a way to change the scale. For now, let's see. If we expand or reduce, if we trigger any of those two, we will not resize all the other pictures. Not even the one that we selected. How do we... Okay, we can just skip on this. We can put everything in an else. So the others get shrinked only here. But then this one. We need to work on the count as well, but first. The one gets bigger only in this case. For now, let's see how it works, but we need to fix a bunch of things. First, it works. Look at this. Look at this. It's not changing. Okay. This is not getting highlighted anymore, though. Not only for the transitive, but for all of them. Huh. Because this is the column number 0. And they will call this. That means we need to save which column we are selecting. So we should go with the logic before. First, the logic. Then may move if the case. Okay, the logic. So if the value is 0, it sets the count to 1, adds the 1 to the count. And if sets the current ID on the column. And if it's enough, the text is complete. Huh. This one should be put after all the logic, though. Here. Now. Here saves the picture ID. That means every time we draw the first column, we need to check if the ID matches with the same of the one saved here in selected columns, which is empty. So, let's see. How do I do it? We can do if selected columns 0 is the same of the current ID, which is picture ID counter. If it's the same ID, it means it's the picture we selected. This one gets bigger. So scale under 40. It's important to keep them separated and not have two different calls to draw the picture, because here we omit the scale value. We should make another one, like if we are drawing on the column number 0. like if A equal to 0, if it's the first column. Because in this case, it means that all the other picture of the column 0 will return back to the original size. So we can set scale 100. While for the other columns, we omit the parameter, so they will not change. Let's see it in action, hoping it does work. Talk? No, doesn't work. Why? We have it here. Selected column 0. Ah, wait. No. Yes. No. Wait. Huh? I don't know. We should print them here. Can I do like this? Selected column 0 and picture ID counter, so I can see it on screen, please. 0 and 20 makes sense because the value at the start is 0. No, it does for everyone. No. Well, we select move. Now it does 0 and 20. Huh. Yeah, because it gets defined later. Wait, the issue is it gets defined later, right? This is to select a picture. No, gets set before. Selected columns, column number, which will be 0 here. Huh. I'm a little confused. We can return to the chill music, but the boss fight is still going on. This is harder than I expected, but it's important. We can make it with... It works, but we need the extra zoom in for the picture. I don't see where the issue is. Here. Selects a picture and shrinks back the others. Ah wait, we only did it for shrinking back the condition. Here we need to do a similar thing. So. But we did it. First of all, we need to remove the alert. And just do a console log, which is less invasive. We do instead the invert here at the alert. Alert 1 and so on. We can do A. And here we do the value we save. And then it's column number 0. And it's this sort of word. So we also need to go here and check the console log. Selected columns 0. Ah wait, does it get reset every time? Oh no, it does. It does. So we can do this instead. We can do a function initialize text to show, which again has the same parameters. And passes them right here. Easy. But before doing that, it resets those values. Those arrays. List of words by ID, columns. We can also reset those. Okay. Do we need anything else? Row array. Yeah. We don't need to define the row arrays again, technically, but At least we can define them only here, or save them only here. All the rest should be fine. Okay, this one gets reset only at the start. And that's it. If I'm not missing any detail. That means though, here we need to call another function. This new one to initialize. Okay. And now the values should not be reset. Let's see. A 23, 22. I don't think we need the alert though that much. We know it's playing. Let's see again. Talk. Doesn't even highlight. Because every time we click a column 0, it redraws the entire column. Let's see the console log. So, take. It drew all of this, and the value is still 0. Does it reset? Also, Priscilla is highlighted for some reason. The selected column's value gets reset. Because I reset it every time here. Yeah, that's wrong. After the change, we can just have this 0, 0, 0, 0. Maybe that was enough. It is. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's working. It's working. Look at this. Magic. It's magic. It's moving. It's alive. Okay. It's enough. Now we just need to make Priscilla work. Also, why does it this? Okay. Move Evil Lord to door. And it gets kicked out. Issue though, because there are not enough issues, right? Let's see. Oh, game interpreter. What's the problem now? Reading X. There's not a lot of stuff that reads X, so we might find it. Probably here. Gameplay X. The target ID is wrong, but it's not like I'm defining any target ID. Oh yeah, this should be none else. Okay. Now there shouldn't be a problem here. Maybe elsewhere, but... yeah, only that was using an X. Let's see. Talk towards Evil Lord. This is fine. Move chair... wait. Move door towards Evil Lord. And nothing happens because there's no door. But we have it. Now we just need to have the conditions, because here we select talk through door, it's fine. But if we select move through door, surprisingly it works. I'm surprised there are no bugs. There should be. Oh, look at this. Why? Only if we select the same word. Not a big deal, but still kinda ugly. Why? Should move to the new position, right? Together with the others. Let's see, this is when I deselect a word. Deselecting. And should draw everything. It does. Easy picture moves the picture. This is what shrinks the picture back. And yeah, there is no else. That's the problem. Okay, surprisingly I found a solution right away, if that was the issue. Yeah, kinda. It doesn't shrink back though, because we need first to set the value as 0, before this. Together with all the logic before. Finger crossed. Move. Okay, look at this. Look at this go. I should color the words with a transitive just to make it a little more reasonable. I think it's relatively easy. Because I get right here. Where is it? I can make the calculation before, right? That is transitive before, right when I define the word. So, if is transitive, we can make let color by default, we can make it's 0. The blank one. We can make instead the color green here. But of course, wait, we need to input it here. We can do this, right? Color, and then the word. Of course, we don't want everything to be white, but let's see. Here it is, look at this. Move and pull have a different color now. And it's pretty straightforward. You know what would make it a little better even? I don't know if it would make it better, but we can do this. We set the color and we set the transitive arrow is like a major sign. What is this? It's another thing that we add after. That should make... Wait, we should even remove the color, but that should be this. It says that there are multiple actions here. Which is kinda fine, I would say. I think it's fine. We may want even a different color based on the line. We can change later, but let's see. Transitive gets priority later. So if it's the first column, the color is, I don't know honestly. We can check from the game itself. This one. So 1, 2, 3. This is the green for the transitive. Which color do we want? 4, 5, 6 maybe? Okay. If it's the fourth infamous column, we can have it the darker green. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 for now. Then if it's the action, we can make it yellow. 6. Wait, There's already yellow, never mind. Yellow would fit well for that, maybe? Huh. Maybe we can make it purple. 5. And then for the target of the action, we can have red. Or light red, too. Let's see now. Okay, way better actually, way better, look at this. No, this color though is bad. We can just change this one. We can make it a blue maybe? Or gray even. No wait. Let's try gray. I don't think it fits at all with the color pattern. Also, we can remove the coding boss fight text now, because I think we beat it, most of it. So which color do we want for the second one? Purple maybe? Another yellow? No. Light green? We already have green though. Blue. We can go with blue. And let's see if it matches. Could be better. But again, better than nothing. We might want to choose a lighter color though. This one. 4. And maybe we can stick with those colors. Move door through door. Easy. Priscilla is not highlighted. Here she's highlighted even if the last word is not selected. So that's definitely something I wouldn't want. Also, we need another way to highlight the words. Maybe we should just put something behind. For now though, that's the best we can arrange, right? Now we got an array of 4. Huh. Yeah, there's definitely a bug in that. We need to fix the last bug, I feel like. This is the last one, then we defeated the boss completely. Let me put in the text again. Okay, we are so close. So, if the problem is if we select... let's see. Transitive verb selected. Fourth column is on. That means though the list of words length is not the right length to check. We should make a global one. Just the colors and it has become prettier. I should then change the font. We should have a pixel font. Because, well, it's very old school, all the typeset I want to use. First, let's make the list length global. By default, it's 3. And here I overwrite it based on the situation. It's fine if I don't initialize because it's either 3 or 4. So I can just compare to that instead of list word length. I'm pretty sure I use it in another place. No, only here when I select something. Then it should be right. Some pixel font, yes. I might look for someone after because maybe I want to. I want to focus a little on programming now. Okay, it's already wrong because Priscilla is already highlighted. I should make when I deselect a transitive verb, Let's see. Yeah, because I set it to true. When I select the transitive verb and we insert the fourth column, by default, it shouldn't be clickable, so false. And we also need to reset that value. Because when we reselect it, it shouldn't matter. Also, actually, when we deselect the transitive verb, because that value would be still hidden and appear later. So when we deselect, right here, good, the value becomes 0 of the column number 3, the one that disappears. So we won't have weird surprises later. Let's see. Talk towards Evil Lord. Move, and she's deactivated. Good. We activate Evil Lord again. Activated. The words kinda go one over each other, so we should move them even apart, or have something behind to highlight the text instead. The select Priscilla disappears. Select here. Select something else, and Priscilla is still here. Talk towards Evil Lord, but there's a problem with 0, and I'm pretty sure where the problem stands. Because it's here. Get a full sentence, and we get the length of the columns, which is wrong, because we need to get the length of the list, which this time is 3. Because it tries to get the whatever else I did 0, which is nothing. Walk towards Everlord. It works? Gonna make a coffee. I can code another few hours. Don't overextend yourself, you still have other days after this one. Because you can just rest now and continue when you are rested, instead of work extra now and having to rest more later, right? At the end, the time doesn't change, so do what is best for you. There's no problem in resting now and doing the most of the next morning. You know what I say. The early bird gets the game jam. Or something like that. Huh. We programmed it then. It's done. We defeated the boss fight. So what do we do now? We should actually make the game, right? Okay, first thing, we need to remove the title screen because we don't need it. So we can take a plugin for invalidate, right? Skip fix. Okay, skip fix. It's simple. It just skips the title screen. And now it runs here. Nice. We should work on the text. Maybe we should make it smaller. I think that's a good idea, actually. I don't know how much though, because if we just say, oh, smaller, it's way smaller. We need to find a middle ground. Actually, it's not that bad. It's actually fine. It still goes over the others. We should fix a little the start. This one and make them slightly further apart. If I'm not exaggerating here. I should go with default parameters. I think this could be the perfect distance. We may also want to fix a little the distance from above. Starting Y, it's... we can go 10. I really want to finish a gem for once. Yeah, I get the feeling having... Well, I don't really. I, in a way or another, managed to finish my gems, but... Yeah, in the last one I had to cut a lot of the project off. So I would suggest to do something playable and then extend on top of that. Well, I think that's pretty basic, right? As a suggestion. It works for now, it works. Maybe it's the time to add something behind this, because after a while it's hard to understand what I selected here. And it's not like I can make the text super big, because if I do it even bigger, you can't even... the words will go one above each other. So maybe it's time to add something in the background. So, we should welcome other pictures. Let's see. I have an idea. First, first we should just draw default pictures, just to have them. So they should be behind everything, so we can go with numbers 14. I don't know what to use. We will use Mikkel, a small Mikkel, a wider Mikkel. She got some fat, it's fine. You can even change the blend mode to make it cooler, and it's not there. Also should be centered in the center, and we will have 4 Mikkels. 15, 16, 17. The idea is this. I will explain after I try to needs. Give me a sec. Good news, I sneezed. Okay. So we draw our 4 Michels, invisible though. What do we do with those? We draw them when we select a picture. I think it would be even better to draw them with like values 1, 2 and 3 and 4. They will be super back. So when we select a picture and shrink back the others, same problem though. If it's the column 0, it needs to be drawn when we draw everything. So again, it should be placed in the else here. So we can just have another easy picture and move the picture of Mikkel right behind that. How do we do that though? The scale doesn't matter. It matters the opacity. We can say full opacity. We can change image later. And we need to define the coordinates. X, Y. How do we get the parameters? We can just save them, right? For example, let's see. For example, we get them from the ID, list of word by ID, and we stored all the information. We can also store the X and the Y. The X will be stored on the third slot, part 0, and the Y, third slot, part 1. Here it will appear like this. X and Y, which will be the same we use here. Word X, word Y. And they will be stored here. And later we read from here. Though the ID is not 1, it depends on the column number, which will be column number plus 1, because it counts 0, 1, 2, 3, but instead we have the pictures 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This only when we select one, and and doesn't even work on the first column. But for now. Here, well, look at this. Look at me. Look at her. Look at her go. Doesn't work for the first one though. Because it needs to go in the code here. We should even... No, it's fine. We can just change it. We can hard code a little part here. So if the column is 0, okay, if the column is 0 and is the selected one, right here, we draw Michael. We can just have the parameters we use here. Word Y, word X. Opacity full, easing okay. We need the duration. We can still make 20 frames. And we may want to set the duration even for the rest. Oh wait, not this one. Here. Okay, now we just need to remove it now. When we deselect it, and it's not on the first column, in the else here. Second line. We draw it on the same coordinates. No, the coordinates don't matter actually. We can omit them. Opacity goes back to 0. And that's it. Okay, one extra thing. I suppose if the picture ID counter is 0. Ah no, wait. When we remove, when we deselect, we can just remove it here. We don't, because it doesn't get influenced by the drawing everything. So when we deselect here, we can just put it regardless before. This is not influenced by the text moving. So we can put it before. Let's see now the result. Look at this, she's moving. Huh. Column number not defined. What's the issue? Oh, I suppose I know where the issue is, but let's see. 57, yeah. Of course. Because the ID here should be the picture ID. Here it's called in another function. Also, just to make it better, we should center them kind in the right place. Not completely, but barely at least. Just to have them kinda right. Okay, so at least they won't appear from the corner. One is not appearing. Huh. Why? I suppose it's because of this, right? If column is 0. Because it's not right. The idea of the first Michael is always 1 of the first column. So that's what I was missing. Nothing works. Here. I cannot even click. What's the issue? Why can I not click now? Upsetting. Because it's the other one. Other one, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. Because Priscilla now is in the front. Okay, now she is here. Okay, and here we highlight which word we are selecting. We may want a better background for selecting, but now this works. And also disappears, that's nice. That's nice, lovely. Wait, oh no, it doesn't move. It doesn't move with the rest. Ah. We can solve it pretty easily though. Let's see. Let's see. If it's the column number 1. Wait. We can do it here. There's a little of a mess here, but... Oh, hello, Alder, thanks for lurking. I have a lot of complications at the end of each loop, regardless of which column we are. Maybe we should make it a little more clean, like if we are drawing the first column. Well, the first condition is fine as it is. We need a second one later. We don't need... yeah, we need an else here though. No, never mind. We may want to do even a switch. I prefer ifs instead of using switch as conditions. They tend to... I don't know. I have more inner peace if I use if as, okay? Don't get me wrong. So I want to make that if we are drawing the second column, this one should move in the right way. So if it's the column ID1, we move Mikhail. We move the picture ID2 on only the X. All the other parameters stay the same. Okay. This should be made before though. Okay. Move the back of the text with the column. Okay, this is for the first one. And we can do it even for... Actually, we can do this. A plus 1. Because 2 is 1 plus 1, of course. So we can do this even for the other columns. Like for the column number 2. Let's see if it works. Talk towards Evil Lord. Move, and it moves. Look at this. It moves. Yeah, okay. This one doesn't disappear though. The extra Priscilla doesn't disappear. Or the extra Mikhail doesn't disappear. Which should when the draw second column is false. In the else here. Which is simple, we already have Mikhail disappearing. Let's see. On the deselect, here. Mikhail, in the column number 4, disappears, goes opacity 0. And now we should have everything right. Some combination would be really fun to see. Yeah, I want to see if I can do some of those though. I will try to make the most of them though. Okay, look at this. I highlight the door here, I change here and we remove the transitive verb and it disappears. That's cool. Priscilla though is not deactivated and creates a bug because we don't fully deactivate that column. I suppose I know because when you remove the column, I reset the column value, but I don't decrease that we had a number there. This one, select columns count, should be when you deselect. If you deselect the column number 0, you redraw. Huh. Where do I remove? Wait. I'm pretty sure I draw here. This one. Probably it would be a mess to create a scenario for those. Well, first I need to create a scenario, then I want to see the others. As a complete game with a lot of combination would be super cool. I don't think I will do it anytime soon. In the future, after I complete Respawn Banter, yes, I will definitely try to retrieve old games and see if I can do something more for them. Artesio, To the Upper Dam, God of Overlays even, Dojat Now, and even games I never started. There are too many. I need a team, but I don't know if I'm ready to have a team. That's the issue. The money, I don't care. The problem is organizing. Contracts and whatever, huh? Okay, here it sets the column ID to 0, which is right, but that's not enough. Because first we need to check if the value is 0 to begin with. If it's not 0, it sets it to 0 and removes 1 from the counter. Removes 1 from the counter. Which I don't see me... Huh. I select a picture. Ah, wait. Yeah, this is if... Oh, wait, no, this is wrong. This is when I select the 4th column, never mind. I need to make some order here because I'm getting a little confused. So, I need to go where I deselect something, or when I select another one, huh? Here, this is one. That's it. When the column, when I select a verb that is not transitive, I revert back, and I need to reset the thing here as well. Together with decreasing the count. And we need to do the same when we deselect the transitive verb. Here. Perfect. Ah, the logic already takes care of it. Not completely though. Because it doesn't do the thing here. We need to copy that here and should be fine. Please be fine. Tutor time. I know! I know! That's kind of what pushes me forward though. Because I'm still procrastinating, but less because I think, okay, I don't have the freaking time to do all the games I want, so I should just get a grip on it and be done, okay? I should be fine now, right? Sounds working. Yes? It's fine. All the logic though is weird, so move. Also, we should remove the interaction with move to. We should just move. Move. Evil Lord. Yeah, I don't know how to move an Evil Lord, but I have the idea though. We can just go on that. Okay, you know what? We can program moving and then we are gonna stop the stream, right? We already have enough here. Alright, it still works. You go back. And it resets everything. Ah yeah, we still didn't implement all the words because we need to do the manual work of upgrading the number here. Oh wow, we have 20 pictures already, huh? Are you gonna progress off stream tomorrow? Mostly on the scenario part. I will leave the programming on stream, like dialogues, all of that. Not a lot though, because I have work tomorrow. I might brainstorm a little on the free time though. Again though, I'm gonna take a break after I program the move, which shouldn't be too complicated actually. I have an idea for that. So the move, you select orb. So the orb, wait. The orb then should be in the right spot of the tile set. I got it wrong. Let's see. Dungeon B. Here, I need the orb here. Definitely not here. We can copy all of these and have it there. Okay. It's saved. Update, please. Remove the orb. I said okay. And the orb should appear here. Perfect. I want the orb to be a fully visible event here. So we can try to move it. The idea is actually simple. How is the move something? I say move orb. What does it do? First, it actually goes towards the orb. Wait. Though it should move towards the second target, not the first one. So we should make one just for that. Oh, here. Go. Target 2. Actually not the most clean way to do it, absolutely not. It seems, actually we can do this. How do I check if a variable is defined or not? I did it on invalidate. Okay, wait, we can check invalidate. Or we can just do it here, never mind. We can have target. Which is what we do. Like if we go towards the orb or we take the orb. Because you can select the orb both here and here. Because this is one target, this is the other target. We need to define which one of those we are going towards. And here we can just say that the target is from the column 3, which is this one. So it checks the target on this column. We need though to define this value at the start. Default is 2, to avoid the issues of crashing. So we go towards the sphere. When we reach there, the sphere goes one step back, one step towards the player. We can do it pretty straightforwardly, right? Can we? Can we? Yeah, we can do game map events. Wait, it's doable. It's doable. Code. Game map events. We need the event ID. And we have all the stuff. Move straight. Move straight. Events, event ID. Find direction to game player. This is right. This moves one step towards the player. Wait, just to define the event ID. What's the event ID? Good question. How do I determine it here? It depends. It depends, huh? So maybe we should just have a get target event ID. So here instead we delegate all the reasoning here. So we can call here the common event of get target event ID. So I can use it elsewhere. So I can know to which common event and a value corresponds, matches. I should do it on code actually, which is probably easier. Yeah, because I can call it directly. Function get event ID from target. So we don't even need any parameter, but we can go with yeah, we can go with target. What target name? And we can go with a switch target name. If it's orb, the target ID will be 2. I can just return the value, will be easier, right? I think in the long run it will be return 2. Return, in other case, return 0, I suppose. In case of heavy load, lowercase. Ah, wait, it's in lowercase. I return 1. And for now we have only those two, but we can try stuff. So we don't need this. We can just have this. Target ID is get event ID from target. And the target is what we define here. The value in game variables value 6 in the index based on the target. Okay. We just replace the value here. We don't need the target ID anymore, right? We just need the coordinates. Okay. Now this function will help us get the target ID. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Now, talking about moving something. We need to move a specific event. We can get the event ID from here, target ID from here. So we can just have target ID and move the target ID somewhere. Needs to be transparent, but honestly, let's see. Let's see for now. If I say move orb to something, start, issue. Okay, it's an issue here. I try to move somewhere that the game doesn't like. Oh yeah, because I didn't define target ID here. Okay, I forgot to replace it. Move orb to door. It goes here. And it shouldn't walk on the orb. The orb should become transparent. I don't remember how to make something transparent through code, but I did it on webcam villain. So let's check here, sure. Oh wait, it's in the code. We don't even need to open it. I definitely did it somewhere here. Here, game map event set true. True. So here, I just want the event to move on top of the player, like the player is grabbing it. So this, game event target ID set move true. True. The fact is, feels like the player will take it. Move orb to chair. Look at this. Now we just need to make it transparent. Here, transparent. It's the same. set transparent. I hope I wrote it right. And now it's like we got the item. Okay, we need to wait maybe. It's fine, we don't know how much to wait, but we can do it like in a rough estimate. I need to get the event ID again though. Okay. Okay, after this we walk towards the other target, which is the Evil Lord, for example. Let's see. We may want to wait a little, but let's see. Move orb to Evil Lord. Take and go to Evil Lord, here! And now the player should do a step back and place the orb. The orb should teleport where the player is. The player should make a step back. Also, we don't need the followers. Oh, here. We just need some extra time. A little wait even here. Move towards the Evil Lord, drop the item. I should actually move everything in the move section. Yeah, that's why they are here. Move. Okay. So now we move towards the Evil Lord or whatever it is. We drop the item. To drop though, we need first to teleport the item. How do I teleport the item? I don't know. Let's ask here. Position. Teleport. No. Copy position? You can do this. That's cool. We don't need it now though. Movement. Set event location, this one. Set position X and Y of the player. Should be simple. So after that we set the position of the event ID we need to recall every time. And the position will be the coordinate of the player, which we can already know through this. Through the global variable. Okay, and now the event will be reported on the player position. Now we need to make it non-transparent. We wait some frames and the player will do a step back. And now we did it. We spawned an object in front of the Evil Lord. Let's see. Move. Orb to Evil Lord. No, wait, we teleported the Evil Lord. Yeah, because we forgot to set the target. Here, we set the target, which is the orb. We move to the orb. Now, we set the target to the Evil Lord. We go to the Evil Lord. Now we need to set the target back to the orb. And should be fine. Move orb to Evil Lord. Yes, it works. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this orb. What if I do it again? Well, it doesn't change. What if I say... Oh, wait. I forgot one thing. The orb needs to return solid. And I want to try something else. Orb. Well, look at this. Look at this. Move Evil Lord to orb now. Come on. Yes. Yes. That's wonderful. We can move everything virtually. That's a full sandbox, actually. Yeah, I wish though there would be some use for that. No way. That's how you defeat a Evil Lord. Do I even know? Do I even need to make loopholes out of this? This is so funny. Okay, we need to do something else apart of that though. Talk to Evil Lord. Okay, talk to Orb. Okay, wait, did it appear the prompt right after? Ah yeah, because I pressed Z to continue the dialogue. I should deactivate the dialogue until I complete my sequence. Or even better, I should have the trigger only when you press the button for the first time. Shouldn't happen when you press to read dialogue. Talk to Evil Lord. Okay, yeah, it doesn't trigger. Only if I press this one. Move Evil Lord to lava pit. Easy. Easy win. That wouldn't be a loophole though. Move Evil Lord to bed. Good ending unlocked. Well, if she's a imp or an evil empress, could be an ending. No, I'm kidding. Well, the random idea I got is for the last level is to like fight whatever demon is causing all these loopholes to be present. And the solution is to like declare your love for her or whatever. I may need to brainstorm a little ideas for the story. The basic idea now is to have different scenarios, even taken from my games. That's though the lazy way, because I won't create a story. Every scenario will have a story, but would be cool to have a global story between each level. Though I think some ideas should be saved if I want to make a full release, because now I should focus more on completing the game and having something playable. Okay, that's enough for today. We did a lot. Like, look at this. Move Orb to Evil Lord. It doesn't do the step back though. Why? Oh yeah, because the orb does return solid. Wait, last bug fix and we stop. After you move, the orb should return solid, otherwise you are stuck in it. Weird though, usually you are not. Oh well. Usually you're never stuck in events. Let's see. A lot of progress. Oh yeah, still... It's a lot of progress technically, but for a gem of 4 days, I should have done a little more, but that's what I can now with a job and everything. But I'm still satisfied. It is the orb! Get the orb, Evil Lord! If I move the Evil Lord to the orb now... Why? No, I moved the Evil Lord to the Evil Lord. Yeah, I should do that. It doesn't do anything. Evil Lord to Orb. Now it works, but sometimes it's weird. Move Orb to Evil Lord. Yeah, it works. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, that's everything for today. Autostream, maybe I will work a little on the graphics, like play something in the tile set, do some mapping, and probably work on make some background for those. Okay then. Let's see if we have right power. Also, do you know Returnophilia? And I tried to program just a little with the Twitch API. And that's what I got. I have a code that tells me how many people I have watching now for the raid and who I should stream now. Mayday seems it's just starting, so let's go to Miss Blob. It's a long time we don't raid them. Okay. Let's see. Where are you, Miss Blob? Okay. And that's everything for today. Thanks a lot for coming. We will continue tomorrow at the same time. I don't know how longer we will go, but we need to do our game. Unfortunately, I feel like we need to skip on Saturday Octopath stream, but we can do it another day. Thanks again for coming by. And we'll see ya whenever it happens.